Hello everyone and welcome to Witches of the Moon. My name is Jen and I'm your Tuesday hostess. Now this week's topic is all about mediumship. If you haven't watched Natalie's video, please go watch that. She has some really great information about mediumship, and please make sure to watch everyone else's videos this week because I know they're going to have some awesome information as well. I watch everyone's videos, not just to learn things, but I always get inspired and I'm always like in a better mood after I watch them. If you watch Dinah's, oh my gosh, she's so down to earth, and everything is just real with her. There's no editing, there's no nothing. I mean, it's just spontaneous, it's fun, and I just love her. I love everyone that we have that do the videos. But her videos just can, if I'm just not feeling very well, or I'm not happy, or I'm just kind of down or sad, I can watch her videos and oh my gosh, she just makes me laugh and forget about everything. Anyways, if you hear the rain, there isn't a whole lot I can do about that. It is raining here, it is stormy here, it's a crazy day here. I'm actually transferring files. My husband's external drive for some reason just stopped working and he lost everything. So I have most of what he had on his, not everything, so I'm in the process of copying over all of the things that I have to his pictures and songs and you name it, it's going on. So it's a crazy day here. Anyways, let's get into this video. Mediumship. Now there are different kinds of mediumship. There is trance mediumship, a full trance, or a semi-trance. A full trance is where basically you have a spirit come through or speak through you and enter your body, speak through you, in other words. A semi-trance is where you are aware of what's going on, even though you can still communicate with the spirits, and sometimes that's done with automatic writing. I actually do this. I semi-trance, but I do not channel, I do not trance, I do not do anything when I'm on an investigation. That is the one thing I don't do. I do communicate with spirits while I'm on investigations, but that's as far as it goes. So, just as you can develop your psychic abilities, you can also develop your mediumship abilities. Some people will not want to communicate with spirits, and so they will kind of ignore that part and they will just develop their psychic abilities. And then there are some who will develop their mediumship abilities over their psychic abilities. They tend to go to one more than the other. And then there are some who embrace it all. I'm actually an evidential medium, and what that means is that I will be able to give you dates and names and times and all the other information that you may not otherwise get, and it's information that I have no idea where it comes from. I have no idea what it means. Well, I know where it comes from, but you know what I mean. As far as seeing, I know Natalie had talked about seeing spirits, and while it's true you may not always see a spirit the same way that you see a living living person, some people do, some people don't. That doesn't mean that you aren't seeing them. You can still see them in your mind's eye, and that's kind of what I do when I see spirits. I mean, yes, I see shadows, I see that kind of thing, but I also will see what a person looks like, or what a building looks like, or anything else in my mind's eye. And I'm actually able to describe people, places, things, whatever, events, whatever it happens to be, I'm able to describe those in detail. Doesn't mean that the person I'm seeing is actually right there in front of me and I'm visually seeing them that way. It's just another way of seeing them. So if you don't feel like, well, you're not a medium because you can't actually see spirits or you can't see auras, that doesn't mean that you're not a medium. Another thing that, as a medium that we rely on is our other senses too. Not just seeing things, but hearing things. You may have spirit talking to you. And again, this doesn't mean that, you know, you're not a medium if you can't physically hear them. You may hear them in a different manner. Now, for me, I hear both ways. There are times that I physically will hear what a spirit is telling me, and then there are other times that I hear it with my psychic ears, if you wish, which is clairaudience. So, you know, there is that. And then feeling, that's another big one for me. And a lot of you may have this experience too, where you feel things. You may feel how a person passed away, which I do that a lot. If they have passed away from something to do with the chest, I will have a heavy chest feeling. If they were shot in the head, I will actually feel the pain in my head, in the area, the same area where they, you know, had that happen. So there's many different ways that it can, you know things or communicate with the spirit. Now, the other thing too, just like Natalie said, you know, just because, you know, you don't just communicate with spirits who have passed away. You can also communicate with your guides. You can communicate with the gods or the goddesses, or whatever it is, whomever it is that you're wanting to communicate with. Angels, ascended masters, you know, the sky is the limit. The only thing that I would suggest to you is to just be very careful and listen to what your gut's telling you. You know, if there's a spirit or an anything, we're just going to call it spirit for this video. If there's a spirit next to you or trying to communicate with you and it just doesn't feel right, then, you know, just deny that person or spirit from coming through. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a very good thing. You know, I have some people that will say, oh, nothing can hurt you, nothing can harm you, and that's not true. You can allow something negative to come through, and you know, and it may not be even negative. It may just be a stronger energy that you just don't feel comfortable with. And anything that you don't feel comfortable with, then you just send it away. You know, you ask your guides to send it away, and always protect yourself before doing any kind of mediumship work, before you do any kind of automatic writing or anything like that. Now, as far as a full trance channeling, I actually do know someone personally who does that. Scotty does not do that very often. It takes a lot out of him, so on a rare occasion he will do it, but he is able to communicate in other ways as well, not just full trance mediumship. And, you know, for that, you know, you really have to trust your guides and that they're going to protect you and not let something through that, you know, means you harm or whatever. So what are some ways that you can enhance or work on your mediumship? One of the great ways that I always tell my students is to practice. There's nothing better than practice, you know, and trusting what you're getting, working on your symbols. And by symbols, like I said, it means, like if I have a heavy chest feeling, it could mean that they've passed from a heart attack, they've passed from lung cancer, you know, whatever it happens to be. Working on your symbols and practicing, you know, asking your friends if you could do practice readings with them, have someone post a picture of someone who has passed away, see what information that you pick up about that picture. It could also be a place. You know, you're also going to be developing your psychic abilities as well, and in turn that will increase your mediumship abilities. In this house, there seems to be no shortage of supply of things going on. Just this morning, when I was in the bathroom, I literally had another towel just decide to pick itself up and land on the floor. So someone definitely wanted my attention, which is fairly normal at this house. Who am I kidding? It's fairly normal wherever I go. There always is some kind of activity that is going on, regardless of where I'm at, whether I'm on vacation, whether I'm home, at a friend's house, at the store, it doesn't matter. There's always something going on. There's always someone wanting my attention, and I'm okay with that. It's just something that I do and I embrace. You know, I know Natalie mentioned or not by name, but she mentioned one psychic medium who is on TV, and that is Teresa Caputo. I have been to many of her gallery readings. I've actually had a reading from her, and she's very spot on. She is one that chose to just develop her mediumship abilities and not really her psychic abilities as much, as far as she did not want to know things that her kids were doing, you know, that kind of thing. And then you have the other side, which, you know, I'm friends with a lot of different mediums. Rita Gigante's another one. She has a really great book out. The Godfather's, I believe it's called The Godfather's Daughter. She actually is Chin Gigante's daughter, but totally different than anyone in her family. Really super awesome person. And then you have Rosalind Brown. You know, she was in the parafield. She's, you know, she is a medium as well. Chip Coffey, he's another one. I've been to his gallery readings, and you know, the difference between Chip Coffey and Teresa Caputo and even John Edward and Kim Russo, there are some that choose to communicate with only those that have gone to the light, and that would be John Edward, that would be Teresa Caputo. Then you have others like Kim Russo or Chip Coffey, who, you know, they can communicate or choose to communicate. It's not that John and Teresa can't do it. They choose not to. They only choose to communicate with those who have gone to the light. Whereas Chip, he was on TV, he had some TV shows and stuff, but he will communicate with those that also haven't gone to the light as well. And Kim Russo, I know she had a show for a while, and she is another one who, you know, I absolutely love her. I love Kim. I will actually be seeing her this year, and she's very honest. She's brutally honest, and I love that about her. But you know, everybody reads, they communicate, how can I say this? Not everybody will have the same symbols. Like, each symbol will mean something different to each person. And not every person reads the same way. So don't beat yourself up if you don't read like Kim Russo, or you don't read like John Edward, or you don't read like John Holland, or you know, you don't read like Rita Gigante, or you don't read like Chip or Kim or any of the others. You know, just do you. There really is no right or wrong way of reading, doing a reading, or connecting to loved ones. One of the greatest things that I always tell people is to watch for signs and symbols. Again, we go back to signs and symbols, and it's something that I really can't stress enough, because it's something that you really need to develop. It will help you in so many ways, and you know, just watch for those. You know, you may see a flashing number over and over and over. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an angel number. I mean, although it could be an angel number, it could be just a loved one trying to get your attention. Or if you smell a certain perfume or a certain cologne, or you are even thinking about them. You know, that's one of the greatest ways of knowing that your loved ones are around. Yeah, I mean, I could keep going on about mediumship. It's something that, it's also something that I teach, that I help people to develop their own abilities and stuff. So yeah, there's just so much. But anyways, I'm gonna, like I said, I could keep going, so I'm gonna close this for now so I won't ramble. But anyways, have a great day, and I will talk to you later. And please don't forget to watch all the other awesome videos that you will see this week. So anyways, until next time, bye.